Joint products and byproducts, but our next heading. For 1 second. Yes, guys, online students. Bharat, what do you understand by joint products? They're sold together. क्या कर रहा है यार? Shrest, what are joint products? Products that are manufactured together. मतलब क्या बेटा? थोड़ा और डिटेल में विस्तार करिए. Guys, 1 second बेटा, stop talking. चिराग. ज्यादा होशियारी ना को बेटा. ज्यादा हो गया वो अभी एट अ लेसर कॉस्ट करते. ओम, व्हाट आर जॉइंट प्रोडक्ट्स? दे आर प्रोड्यूस्ड टुगेदर. कौन से लाइन तक आया तो? शुरू कर रहा था, अभी मैं बीच में रोक दिया था. हाँ, दे प्रोड्यूस टुगेदर बेटा. और कुछ? सुजल, जॉइंट प्रोडक्ट्स. If two or more products are manufactured as such, guys, through a common manufacturing process, through a common raw material as such, guys, that means one single manufacturing process at the end, guys, will give you one or two more processes, जो भी है, will give you two or more products. Those are called as joint products. So yes, they are manufactured together as such, better. It is the nature of the process as such, guys, that will give you multiple products in the end. All right. Any examples as such, guys, that you can think of? Petrol, sugar cane में साथ बेटा you will get ethanol का जो कर रहे हैं, the diverting the production there. That is, doesn't matter, guys, whether it's a byproduct or whether it is a main product as such, guys. The intention to manufacture it, guys, differentiates between a main product and a byproduct. But these days, guys, the intention is to manufacture that as well, guys. That is why it has become a main product, considering the amount of money that they're getting as such, guys, from the sale of that. So yes, he's given example of sugar processing, guys, wherein you also get molasses, which can be used for biomass as such better, and crude oil, guys. Refining of crude oil at different degrees of temperatures will result in different products as such, guys. There's petrol, there's diesel as such, guys, and other forms. So milk and not joint products. Milk use करके पनीर बन रहा है. फट गया तो ना. मतलब, see, guys, both of them, you should be able to derive both of them in the end. Only then you can term them as joint products as such better. Milk and how is cheese made? अब थोड़ा ज्यादा टेक्निकलिटी में ज्यादा है मेरा. समझ में आ रहा है ना? खींच के लगाऊंगा कलाकंद का दे. Guys, just because there is a common raw material that is being used to make multiple products as such, guys, they will not become joint products. तुम्हारा बस चले तो you will say bench and door are joint products because wood is being used to make both. Are they joint products, guys? Yes, beta. Definitely, SR beta can be considered as joint products. No doubt about it. See, guys, single process, you're getting both the products in the end as such, guys. Definitely, they are joint products. Alternatively, I can use it for this, or I can use it for this, or I can use it for this. They will not become joint products. I've understood, guys, that you understood. I do not want any more examples of joint products. Are we clear? We divide joint products beta into main products and byproducts. The differentiation, guys, between main product and byproduct, as I just told you, is the intention to manufacture. You do not intend to manufacture it and you still get it out of the manufacturing process. It is called as a byproduct. You always intended to manufacture that as well, beta. It will be called as joint product. Main product as such, beta. Now, why is this chapter important? Or why should we learn this separately? जरूरत ही क्या है बेटा अलग से पढ़ने की? Because ultimately, in order to determine cost per unit, you simply have to add all the expenses and divide it by the number of units. That is how you compute cost per unit. Yes or no? Because accounts वाले मुंह बंद करके बैठो. हाँ. कितना cost इसको allocate करना है? Yes, guys. The problem with joint products and byproduct is cost allocation, guys. I've already covered this in foundation as well, beta, when I was doing valuation of inventories. Beta, पढ़ाई पे ध्यान दे. On में आ रहा है योग्यता. The problem with joint products and byproducts, guys, is that you do not know how much expenditure is being incurred for which product. And if you know how much expenditure is accurately being incurred for which product, guys, they're not joint products. It is through a common manufacturing process, guys, that you are getting multiple products in the end. All you know is what is the total joint cost of manufacturing those products. You will never know what is the individual cost of manufacturing those products. In fact, guys, for decision making, you are not even supposed to evaluate profitability of individual products. You are supposed to look at the combined profitability of all the products. All the products collectively, are they resulting in profit or not? Individually, profit agar compute kare, and let's say, guys, there are 3 joint products: product A, product B, product C. Product A loss aa raha hai, product B and C profit aa raha hai. You decide will discontinue product A. Yes. See, when you say discontinue product A, can you discontinue only product A, guys, and continue to manufacture B and C? We do not have an option. Either you process all the 3 products collectively or you do not process them at all. That is why individual profitability, guys, is useless. What is important, beta, is the combined profitability of all the 3 products. Undoubtedly, there will be something called as further processing of these joint products, beta Abdullah. When you say further processing, guys, पहले यहाँ तक समझ में आया क्या बोला मैं? The main reason why we are learning this as a separate chapter as such, beta, is for the purpose of cost allocation. When you say cost allocation, the cost that you're incurring is collectively for all the joint products that are being manufactured. You do not know how much is the cost of individual products, guys, and that is why you will need an allocation basis. This chapter will talk about a lot of allocation basis. There will be multiple methods for allocating joint costs to all the products that are being manufactured. But in the end, let's not forget, they are methods of allocation. You change the method of allocation, the joint cost that is being allocated, guys, to all the products will change. There is no way of you accurately identifying, guys, how much is the amount of joint cost that is being incurred for each product. Are we clear about this? Yes or no, guys? इसीलिए for decision making, I will talk about all of those methods, guys. For decision making, what is important is the combined profitability of all the products and not at the individual profitability. This joint process, beta, will obviously have a stage at the end of which all the products are identifiable. उसके बाद में there's a possibility that the products might be further processed and then sold in the market. You either sell them at the split off point only. जैसे ही वो products जुदा होते हैं बेटा, the products get separated, you sell them, or you process them further. You can definitely take decision regarding further processing, guys, on a product wise basis. जैसे if you remember the question, guys, chemical G being further processed into GK. तुम्हारे हाथ में, do you want to further process that chemical G into GK or not? Process costing वाला question नहीं है. Yes or no, guys? So I cannot take decision regarding joint processing on an individual basis. Decision regarding individual further processing of the products beta can be taken on an individual basis. You will know whether the products should be further processed or not. You will obviously take that decision on the basis of incremental revenue and incremental cost. इसके आगे और कितना additional revenue आ रहा है और कितना additional cost incur करने वाले हो. Are we clear? That is the only thing, guys. The chapter is very small. The chapter is very easy, guys. You should know 2 things. One is decision regarding further processing. The other one better is how should the joint cost be allocated. For that we have different methods. We are going to cover all of these methods today. समझ में आया क्या बोला मैं? Yes or no, guys? Right on, better next. Example. Let's say guys process 1 and 2 के end में बेटा we get products A, B and C. Products A, B and C guys. A is further processed in process 3. B is further processed in process 4. C cannot be further processed. C cannot be further processed. The cost incurred in process 1 and 2 guys will be your joint cost. The cost incurred in 3 and 4 will be process 3 and 4 will be further processing cost. The word that we use here beta is further processing cost. Further processing cost. End of process 2 will be your split off point. This is the point where the products are getting separated, differentiated. End of process 2 beta will be the split off point. समझ में आ रहा है नहीं आ रहा है बेटा? Let's say guys that the total joint cost incurred, that is direct material, direct wages guys, सब कुछ मिला के total cost incurred, joint costing, direct material plus direct wages plus overheads beta in process 1 and 2 collectively. Let's say that the total joint cost incurred guys is about 20 lakhs, and at this stage guys we are getting an output of product A guys 10,000, ये लिखना है साथ में. Product A beta 10,000 units, product B beta 20,000 units, product C guys 20,000 units. Product C 20,000 units. Out of this joint cost beta, let's say 12 lakh rupees is variable cost, fixed cost is 8 lakh. Total variable manufacturing cost was 12 lakhs, total joint cost beta was, fixed cost was 8 lakhs. Let's say the selling price per unit guys at split off point. You could have sold the products guys at split off point. The selling price per unit at split off point of product A beta is 30 rupees. नहीं बहुत कम हो गया. So 100 rupees beta. Product B guys, let's say guys we are getting 60 rupees, and product C guys you're getting 40 rupees. This is your selling price per unit guys at the split off point. समझ में आ रहा है? I told you guys that A can be further processed. Further processing cost, if you further process them better. Further processing cost. Let's say A को further process करने के लिए साथ बेटा the amount is about 3 lakhs. B को further process करने के लिए बेटा the amount is 5 lakhs. Selling price per unit after further processing. Selling price per unit guys after further processing 10,000 units. Let's say this is 125 rupees, and this better be 20,000 units. This we are selling at 110 rupees. ఆ తర్వాత decision తీసుకో first రాయి గాడద. A, B, C guys 10,000 units, 20,000, 20,000. Selling price at split off point, further processing cost and selling price per unit after. यहाँ तक लिखे बेटा समझ में आया सबको ये? Now बेटा the methods of allocation of joint cost guys. Methods of allocation of joint cost. Keeping the above example in mind guys. The first method guys is physical units method. Physical units method बोलता है guys, whatever is the output that you get at the point of split off, you will have to allocate joint costs incurred guys to all the products in the ratio of that output, not the output that you have after further processing. Let's not forget that we're allocating joint costs, so you should preferably take the total number of units that you're receiving at split off point. So the answer is very simple. Directly allocate joint costs on the basis of what? आउटपुट मैन्युफैक्चर्ड गाइस, अभी क्लियर? यहाँ पे बेटा, यहाँ पे allocate joint cost on the basis of number of units manufactured guys, number of units at split off point. A, B and C guys, what are the number of units guys that we have of A, B and C? 10,000, 20,000 and 20,000. You will directly allocate this joint cost of 20 lakh rupees beta in the ratio of number of units. Joint cost of 20 lakhs in the ratio of number of units. कितना हो जाएगा बच्चों? It will be 20 lakhs beta into 10 divided by 50 guys, 4 lakhs, 8 lakhs and 8 lakhs. This will be the amount of joint beta. There's something called as contribution margin method guys. Is everyone clear about physical units method guys? The next one beta is, stop writing and pay attention. Contribution margin method bolta hai guys. Obviously we have to bring in contribution. It says that we will allocate variable cost beta on the basis of number of units. But fixed cost guys will be allocated on the basis of contribution. Variable cost will be allocated on the basis of number of units. But you're going to allocate fixed cost on the basis of contribution that you receive guys from all of these products. So here beta, we know the number of units that we are selling. We know the selling price at split off point guys. Number of units are 10,000, 20,000, 10,000, 20,000 and 20,000. What's the selling price per unit at split off point? At split off point guys, the number of selling price per unit is 100, 40 and 60 and 40. अपना total sales value कितना हो जाएगा? Sales value will become 10 lakhs, 12 lakhs and 8 lakhs. हाँ या ना? I just told you that you're going to allocate variable cost on the basis of number of units. Fixed cost will be allocated better on the basis of contribution. Bharat, can you tell me what will be the allocation of variable cost? 12 lakhs in the ratio of number of units. This 12 lakhs in the ratio of 10 is to 20 is to 20 beta, that will be divided by 5. 2 lakh 40,000, 4 lakh 80,000 and 4 lakh 80,000. Never ever do on a per unit basis guys. Total joint cost allocate करना है. In दोनों का difference guys will become what? Contribution. 7 lakh 60,000 guys, 7 lakh 20,000 and 3 lakh 20,000. Fixed cost guys in the ratio of contribution. Fixed cost कितना है? 8 lakhs. कोई minus करके profit मत लिखना. We are not computing profit. Our intent is to allocate joint cost. Are we clear? That 8 lakhs you will have to divide in the ratio of 7.6, 7.2 and 3.2 beta. सबका total कितना है? 18 lakhs. So 8 lakhs in the ratio of contribution. Three lakhs. 778. Next. 3 lakh 20,000 guys. So ये चलेगा वो चलेगा बेटा 1 lakh 42,000. ये 3 lakh 77 ही है. कोई बोल रहा हूँ टोटल के मैच नहीं हो रहा. हाँ 1 lakh 222. This will be the amount of my fixed cost allocation. Are you all getting it? What do you do under physical units method? You directly allocate total joint cost in the ratio of number of units. What do you do under contribution margin method? Variable cost will be allocated in the ratio of number of units. Fixed cost will be allocated in the ratio of contribution. Once you do this, guys, you still have to write total joint cost. Let's not forget that the main intent is to arrive at joint cost. Variable cost, you guys just said it was 2 lakh 40, 4 lakh 80 and 4 lakh 80. Fixed cost allocation is 3 lakh 77,778, 3 lakh 20,000 and 1 lakh 42,222. My total joint cost allocated, समझ में आ रहा है नहीं आ रहा है? Will become guys 5 lakh. ये आता है बेटा मेरे को, ये भी आता है, करेक्ट है? Total joint cost beta will be this. Are we understanding this? So contribution margin Shlok, what do we do? We allocate variable cost in the ratio of number of units, guys, and then we allocate fixed cost in the ratio of contribution. The next method, guys, is allocating joint cost on the basis of sales value at split off point. जब वो जुदा हो रहे हैं, उनकी value कितनी है such, guys, and that ratio is such better. We will have to allocate our joint cost. I've already written, guys, the total sales value. The only method, guys, wherein we bifurcate total joint cost, guys, into variable cost and fixed cost is contribution margin method. उसके अलावा कोई relevance ही नहीं है वो. ठीक है? You know the number of units, you know the selling price per unit. Veer, help me बेटा. Number of units. Example में देख के बोलना है. 10,000, 20,000 and 20,000 बेटा. What's the selling price per unit at split off point? 160 and 40. What will be the sales value at split off point? That boy. 10 lakhs, 12 lakhs and 8 lakhs. Now Veer, can you allocate joint cost? 20 lakhs बेटा in the ratio of, जरा करने दो बच्चे को. आया correct आया. 20 lakh rupees, guys, will be allocated in the ratio of 10, 12 and 8. This will be the values. Are we understanding this? Yes or no, kids? There's one, guys, physical units method. The other one is, the third one beta is, अब आता है sales value after further processing. You will allocate joint cost, guys, on the basis of sales value, but you will not consider sales value at split off point. You will consider sales value after further processing. All right. Veer, C cannot be further processed. Very good, beta. As C can, रोऊंगा यार मैं. तेरे घर वालों को कॉल करके बोलूंगा इसकी शादी करा दो. As C cannot be further processed, beta, what should we do? We should consider sales value at split off point. आज क्लास 5 बजे तक लूंगा बेटा वीर में. ठीक है? जाते जाते आज कल छुट्टी है ना, बाजू में पिज़्ज़ा खा के जाइयो पिज़्ज़ा डन पे. ठीक है? 5 बजे खुलता है बेटा. वो क्या कर रहा है यार? तू गलत वाले पिज़्ज़ा डन पे जा रहा है. देखो शायद कैफे चाहिए आराम से बैठ के खाने का. यहाँ पे रोड पे खाना पड़ता है यार. Yes, guys. So no, as C cannot be further processed, we should consider sales value at split off point. So A, B, and C, guys. Number of units are what? 10,000, 20,000, and 20,000. Selling price per unit. A का कौन सा लोगे बेटा? Example में देख के बोलना है अभी ऊपर. 125. This is not at split off point. This is after further processing. B का 110. C wala, guys, you will take at split off point. This is the only thing that we are taking at split off point because the product cannot be. What will be your sales value after further processing? जरा एक सेकेंड लिख रहा हूं अब. हाँ, 12 lakh, 50,000, 22 lakhs and 8 lakhs. In this ratio, you will allocate joint cost. 20 lakhs बेटा in the ratio of 12.5 नहीं आता डायरेक्ट. बहुत वियर्ड है रेशियो. 42.5 कैलकुलेटर पे ही मानना पड़ता है. 5 lakh. नेक्स्ट वाला गाइस, लास्ट वाला बच्चों, 470. This is sales value after further processing. Understood? They're all very simple, but there cannot be any complication in there. Are we clear? मैं भी अगर अपन गलत करके जा रहे तो वो अपन सोच के जा रहे, आज तो बिगाड़ के आऊंगा कुछ बोल के. ऐसे कैसे सब ठीक हो रहा है जिंदगी में. बोला था ये लोग कॉपी कर लिए सब लोग. The next method, guys, is net realizable value at split off point. Is everyone done with this? The next method, better. net realizable value at split off point. At split off point. So when you say NRV at split off point, guys, कोई भी स्टेज पे जब तुम एनआरवी कंप्यूट कर रहे हो बेटा, द इंटेंट इज वेरी क्लियर. हियर आफ्टर व्हाट इज द एक्सपेंडिचर आर यू गोइंग टू इंकर, एंड हियर आफ्टर व्हाट इज द अमाउंट ऑफ रेवेन्यू दैट यू आर गोइंग टू रियलाइज. इसके आगे हाउ मच रेवेन्यू विल यू गेट गाइस. एनआरवी इज सिंपल बेटा एट एनी स्टेज. रेवेन्यू आफ्टर दिस पॉइंट माइनस एक्सपेंडिचर आफ्टर दिस पॉइंट. Are we clear? Minus expenditure after this point. This expenditure after this point beta can be further processing cost. Isn't further processing cost beta expenditure after this point only? At what point are my computing NRV? Split off point. And this beta will be revenue after further processing. How much revenue will you get after further processing? To get that revenue, how much cost are you going to incur? It can also include selling and distribution expenditure. This can also include S&D expenditure, selling and distribution expenditure. अपने example में वो नहीं है, but दूसरे questions में आएगा. समझ में आ रहा है? At any stage you are computing NRV, the rule is very simple. How much amount are you going to get after this, and to get that amount, how much incremental expenditure are you going to incur? That will become your net. अभी तक जो हुआ वो भाड़ में गया. We're not talking about what has happened till now. We're talking about what is going to happen after this point, guys. So product A, B, and C, guys, can you tell me how much is the amount of revenue after further processing? We have already written that, guys, in the previous bit. Revenue after further processing is 12 lakh 50,000. And for C, guys, as Veer sir has said, that because the product cannot be further processed, you have to take revenue at split off point only. From this, you are now going to deduct further processing cost. And our further processing cost for A beta is 3 lakhs, for B it is. This will give us our NRV at split off point. समझ में आ रहा है नहीं आ रहा है? It is in this ratio, guys, that we are going to allocate our joint cost. Our joint cost, guys, will be allocated in this ratio. Joint cost kitna beta? 20 lakh rupees in the ratio of NRV. In the ratio of 9.5 lakhs, 17 lakhs, and 18 lakhs. You have to allocate beta, Ganesh. 5 lakh 50,000. This will be our joint cost allocation on the basis of NRV. On my end, yeah. इसके अलावा we might come across another method, guys, later called as constant gross margin percentage method. I'll explain about that method later, guys. अभी नहीं. These are the 5 methods that we have. If nothing is specified in the question, guys, we will always and always prefer sales value at split off point as a basis for allocation of joint. There's nothing better than sales value at split off point better, because that will actually tell us how much is the amount of benefit that you are going to get as such, guys, and over a longer period we all know better that cost will be in proportion to the revenues that you get. समझ में आ रहा है? अगर मार्केट में एक प्रोडक्ट का रेवेन्यू ज्यादा है, that means the cost also better must have been higher for that. That is why it is most appropriate as such, guys, to allocate products, to allocate joint cost on the basis of sales value at split off point. If nothing is given in the question, you will follow this. If something is specified, obviously you will have to follow that. Useless method beta is physical units method, because it assumes that the cost per unit is same under physical units. The biggest drawback of physical units method is that we will get the same cost per unit. When you're allocating joint cost in the ratio of number of units, you end up allocating the same joint cost on a per unit basis. Sales value after further processing also does not make sense, guys, because the further processing can significantly change the amount of revenue that you're going to get from the product. Higher the amount of further processing cost, higher will be the amount of benefit that you're going to get. समझ में आ रहा है नहीं आ रहा है? It may be possible better that a product at split off point is useless, but on account of further processing, guys, the value of the product is increasing significantly. That does not mean, guys, you allocate a higher proportion of joint cost to that product, because the higher value is not on account of joint processing. It is on account of Further processing. That is why we also do not prefer sales value after further processing. Are we clear about this? So अगर question में कुछ भी नहीं दिया, what are you going to follow? Very good. I'll give all of those conclusions. Beta, copy this. So guys, we started off with the basics of joint products and byproducts. I told you joint products are those that are manufactured collectively through a common manufacturing process and through common input. The whole point here is that the cost cannot be identified separately with respect to each product, and that is why you will have to allocate expenses, guys, to the multiple products that are being manufactured on a reasonable basis. For these guys, I gave you a list of few methods. The first one was physical units method. Under physical units method, guys, cost will be allocated to all the products that are manufactured on the basis of total number of units manufactured. The second one was contribution margin method, beta. Yukti, tere piche. Yes, but I forgot your name. What is contribution margin method, Karunya? Sit and answer. Huh? We have to allocate variable cost on the basis of number of units. Fixed cost and contribution. You know that I'm revising for you guys only, no? Can you concentrate on what I'm revising? Is the ones who do not want to revise, beta, can happily leave the classroom. The first one was physical units method. The second one was contribution margin method, beta. Under contribution margin method, we allocate variable cost on the basis of number of units, and fixed cost is allocated on the basis of contribution. After that, beta, we did sales value at split off point, sales value after further processing. Sales value at split off point, नाम ही बोल रहा है बेटा. Sales value after further processing and NRV at split off point. What do you do under NRV at split off point? You will take the total revenue after further processing, guys. From that, you will deduct the amount of further processing costs and then arrive at the amount of NRV at split off point. Are we clear about this? These were the 5 methods that we did. और कुछ लिखा है इसके बाद में या नहीं? कौन सा मेथड कब यूज करना है बोल के लिखा दिया. ऑल राइट बेटा. नेक्स्ट गाइस, स्टाइल हेडिंग ट्रीटमेंट ऑफ बाय प्रोडक्ट. नहीं बेटा, पार्ट ऑफ द कॉस्ट इज बीइंग allocated on the basis of number of units only, no, not appropriate. Yes guys. Treatment of byproduct. Treatment of byproduct. Devansh, tu bol beta. What do you think will be the treatment of byproduct? Common sense use करके बोल. It will be sold in the market as scrap value. Perfect, better. I did not talk about what are you going to do with the byproduct. I said accounting treatment of byproduct. I know what is a byproduct, better. You do not have an intention to manufacture it. You still end up manufacturing it. It is like an abnormal gain. So what is the accounting treatment? बेटा उसकी बात करेंगे क्या? It will go to costing P&L account. Are you sure? You think? Yes guys, Devansh thinks that it will go to costing P&L account. Laksh, same answer. It will go to costing P&L account. It will directly go to costing P&L account. Harshad, no idea. Total cost incurred will be allocated on a reasonable basis. तू महेंद्र तेरे को परमिशन दे अंदर आने की? मैं सचिन देखो दे दिया था बेटा. which is generally the sale value of the byproduct. Anyone, guys? तुमको मैं already पढ़ा चुका हूँ यार तुम. Yes. So the ones who are answering, guys, these are all the ones who are done with their group work. We learned this in AS2, and I have also explained this in foundation valuation of inventories, guys. But that ठीक है याद थोड़ी रहता है तुम लोग को. Whatever sale value that we get as such, guys, from sale of byproduct is to be reduced from the overall joint cost incurred. It is not क्या profit sharing ratio. You do not need any ratio. Shut up. That was accounts, better. So anyways, guys, whatever is the total sale value or the NRV, if selling byproduct results in certain expenses, better, then you will have to deduct those. मैं बात करूँगा अभी. Then you will have to deduct those expenses, guys, and arrive at the NRV of byproduct, and that NRV of byproduct will be reduced from the total joint cost incurred. Just the example that we were talking about, guys, the total joint cost incurred was how much? 20 lakhs. Yes or no? Let's say beta that apart from those three main products A, B and C, we are also getting a byproduct D, beta, and that byproduct D, guys, total number of units are 5,000. We will be able to sell them at a price of 15 rupees. To sell them at a price of 15 rupees, we will have to incur a cost of 7,500 rupees. The revenue that we are getting from sale of byproduct, guys, is how much? 5,000 multiplied by 15, 70. But to sell that 75,000, we will also have to incur a cost of 7,500. What is the net benefit that you're getting from selling the byproduct? You deduct the 67,500, guys, from the total joint cost incurred. You will get 19 lakhs 32,500. This 19 lakhs 32,500, guys, will now get allocated to all the products in the ratio, whatever is the basis that you are following. It can be physical units, it can be sales value at split off point, it can be sales value after further processing, or any other method. Are we understanding this? So the commonly accepted method is to reduce. The treatment is similar to scrap. It is reducing our manufacturing cost that we are incurring. That is why we are reducing it from the total manufacturing cost, and we are allocating the balance cost as such beta to all the products that we are manufacturing. Are we clear? The second method, guys, is where if the sale value of the byproduct is significantly high, namesake it is byproduct, but then the sale value of the byproduct is significantly high, then byproduct will be considered as a main product. If byproduct is considered as a main product, you will end up allocating cost, guys, to all the products including the main product using the above methods. Again, it can be physical units method, it can be sales value at split off point, or sales value after further processing. Jo bhi method hai, guys, you will end up allocating cost to all the products including the byproduct. It is under this method that you will compute profitability. It is under this method. Beta, you're not supposed to sit like that. It's annoying, beta. You cannot see, matlab, you have to just move a little, no? It is under this method as such, guys, that you end up computing profitability of the byproduct, because you're considering namesake byproduct, beta, it is now being considered as what? Main product only. When will you do this? If the sale value is, if nothing is specified in the question, you are not supposed to decide whether the sale value is significantly higher or significantly lower, guys. You simply deduct it. You simply deduct it from the overall joint cost incurred. Are we clear, Varsha? So what are the two methods? You didn't understand. You were not listening better in the first method. Let's not come up with reasons. अभी क्लास शुरू हुआ है यार, just अभी. Everyone else understood, guys? All of you are aware of the two methods that I just said. Moksha, what is the first method? You consider it as scrap, you reduce it from the overall joint cost incurred. Second method, guys, you consider it as a main product, beta, and you will allocate cost to all the products including the. Third method, beta, is what a couple of you guys stated in the beginning, that it will be not adjusted against joint cost at all. It will be transferred to P&L account as other income, but it is not something that is accepted, guys, in normal valuation, because accounting standards do not permit this method. They say it is on account of manufacturing activity, it has to be reduced from total. Accounting standards में एक ही method allowed है, and that is method 1. Reduce the total sale value of byproduct from the overall joint cost incurred. There's no other method allowed. But are we clear about the three methods? Decision regarding further processing कैसे लेना है? Decision regarding further processing will always be taken on the basis of incremental revenue and incremental cost. As long as the incremental revenue is greater than the amount of incremental cost, it is better to further process. Otherwise, you should not be further processing. Decision regarding further processing. Decision regarding further processing. Decision regarding further processing. The decision will always be based on 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 incremental revenue and incremental cost. The decision will always be based on incremental revenue and incremental cost. Incremental revenue and incremental cost. Now, in the above example, guys, if you talk about the values that you already have, product A का मेरे को बोलो what is the revenue after further processing. We cannot take a decision regarding product C because it cannot be further processed as such, guys. Product A का what is the revenue after further processing? Revenue after further processing beta of product A is 12 point. Above example matlab beta the example that I did in the previous class. 20. You will not write anything, guys, for product C. I just told you that product C cannot be further processed. I have given the example in such a way beta that one product will be profitable, the other product will not be profitable to further process. Revenue at spread off point kitna hai? 10 lakhs and product B 12 lakhs. So what is my incremental revenue on account of further processing? Our revenue, incremental revenue beta on account of further processing is 2,50,000 and 10 lakhs. What is our incremental cost? In order to further process, guys, you will incur a cost of 3 lakhs and 5 lakhs. What is your net incremental benefit? This is a net incremental benefit on account of further processing, guys. Here it is negative 50,000, guys, and here it is. So product A should not be further processed. It should be sold at split off point. Product B, guys, should be further processed. Are we clear? Write this better. In the course of manufacturing of the main product P, guys, byproducts A and B also emerge. The joint expenses of manufacturing amount to rupees 1,19,550. All the three products are processed further after separation and sold as per the details given below. This main product P, guys, and byproduct A and B. Sales cost incurred after separation. Profit as a percentage of sales. Total fixed selling expenses are 10% of cost of sales, which are apportioned to the three products in the ratio of 20:40:40. That's a fixed selling expenses. क्या पिछला वाला क्वेश्चन नहीं हुआ अभी तक? Prepare a statement showing the apportionment of joint costs to the main products and the two byproducts. Rough may try to figure out. I will wait for 2 minutes as to what is to be done. They've given us the sales value. They've given us the total joint cost that we are incurring, guys. They've given us further processing cost. And do not forget that byproducts, guys, are being... ठीक है, पढ़ो. We will have to determine, guys, as to what will be the joint cost that will be allocated. So, guys, which method are we using to allocate joint cost? Sales value after. We're allocating the total joint cost of 1,19,550 in the ratio of sales value after further processing, which is 90,000 is to 60,000 is to 40,000. For us, NRV method. NRV में क्या कर रहा है तो sales minus Further processing cost 6,000, 5,000 and 4,000. Yes, guys. Siddesh, what are you doing? Method 2. Joint cost में मेथड नंबर बोला ना, कान के नीचे बजाऊंगा एक. हाँ, सेल्स वैल्यू एट स्प्रेड ऑफ पॉइंट. अच्छा, हाँ ठीक है, वेरी गुड. So you have to reduce the NRV of the total byproduct beta from the overall cost incurred and then take the balance joint cost. Hearing of you just now. For the processing cost. Or 10% of it. Then how are you allocating that joint cost? Correct answer, guys. You do not need an allocation basis when profits are already given. या तो बेटा you allocate cost and compute profits, or they directly tell us that this is the profit. From sales, if I remove profit percentage, will I get total cost? From that total cost, if I remove all the other expenses, guys, like further processing cost and selling expenses, the balancing figure has to be your joint cost. ये methods पढ़ाते समय नहीं बोला था मैं, because I wanted you to figure this out better. If you are allocating cost on some basis, whether it is sales value after further processing, guys, or number of units, you will compute profit on your own based on the cost that you have allocated, and that may not match with the amount of profits that they've given here. If profits are already given, you do not need an allocation basis, because from sales value, if you deduct profit as such beta, you will directly end up arriving at the amount of joint cost. समझ में आ रहा है नहीं आ रहा है? Mark that profit वाला part as important, guys, and write a note. जैसे अगले question में भी, guys, they will given us profit per unit of one product. I do not need any allocation basis for joint cost. అర్థమవుతుందా లేదా? Next 3 questions are like this only, better. Write down, guys. Mark that profit point as important. Profit of byproduct is given. I told you लिखाते समय, guys, it is only under method 2 that we will be arriving at the profitability of byproduct, as profits of byproducts are already given. सबको statement समझ में आया? Yes or no? There is absolutely no need for you to do anything else, guys. Now all of you pay attention, better. Particulars. Your main product P, guys, and byproducts A and B. Your total sales value as such, guys, is 90,000, 60,000 and 40,000. Total amount कितना हो जाएगा बेटा? 1,90,000. From this, I will deduct the amount of profit, guys, that is given in the question. First case, it is 25% on sales, beta. That will be 22,500. Second case, it is 20%, beta. That is 12,000. Third case, it is 15%. That is 6,000. Once you deduct this, beta, सबका total कितना हो गया? This will become our cost of sales, guys. From sales, if you deduct the amount of profit, won't you get cost of sales? This is 1,49,500. This will be 67,500. This will be 48,000, and this will be 34,000. From this, beta, I will deduct selling expenses. Selling expenses are given as 10% of cost of sales. 10% of 1,49,500, beta, is 14,950. Are we clear? And this will be allocated to the 3 products, guys, in the ratio of 20:40:40. ये 20:40:40 के रेशियो में डिवाइड करके बोलो बेटा. 2,990 मतलब 5,980, double the amount. ये जो आ रहा है ना बेटा, this is total manufacturing cost. I do not have to write this, but it is for your understanding. From sales, you deduct profit, you get total cost of sales. From cost of sales, you deduct selling expenses. What will you get? Total manufacturing cost. How much is your total manufacturing cost, beta? 1,20,000 for product P, guys. 64,510, 42,020. From this beta you will deduct further processing cost. 6,000, 5,000 and 4,000. Total amount beta is how much? If I remove further processing cost also beta I should get what? Total joint cost. Cost of production तो ऊपर है ना यार वही. सिर्फ जॉइंट कॉस्ट ही मैन्युफैक्चरिंग कॉस्ट है, फर्दर प्रोसेसिंग कॉस्ट भी मैन्युफैक्चरिंग कॉस्ट है, दोनों प्रोडक्शन कॉस्ट ही है. दिस विल बी 1,19,000. दिस वाज ऑलरेडी गिवन इन द क्वेश्चन. They do not have to give this, guys. It's just for our verification that joint cost matches with the amount of joint cost that is given in the question. How much will this be, beta? 58,510. This will be 37,020 and this will be 24,020. This is the allocation of joint cost beta to the main products and the two byproducts. On my end, yeah. The second bit beta is regarding further processing, guys. Are we clear? Second bit, guys. If the byproduct A is not subject to further processing and is sold at the point of separation for which there is a market, add rupees 58,500. So you have an option of selling byproduct A, guys, at split off point only for a price of 58,500 without incurring, that is, any selling expenses. Matlab you do not have to incur, guys, additional selling expenses. वो any करो बेटा, and नहीं है. Without incurring any selling expenses. Would you advise its disposal at this stage? Show the workings. The fixed selling expenses that we considered earlier, guys, will be irrelevant for decision making because they are fixed in nature. Yeah, without incurring any selling expenses, matlab you will not have to incur any additional selling expenses. So will you dispose of the product better at the split off point only or will you further process the product? Check करना है. देखते कि मालूम पड़ जाता है, ऐसे देखने की जरूरत ही नहीं है. ठीक है, चेक करके बोलो guys. What is the revenue that you are getting, guys, from byproduct A after further processing? After further processing, what is the amount of revenue that you're getting, guys? 60,000. If you dispose it off, guys, at the point of split off, how much are we getting? 58,500. What is the amount of incremental revenue that you're getting on account of further processing? 1,500. To get that additional revenue of 1,500, will you incur a further processing cost of 5,000? To get that, so on my Yogita, what was the incremental revenue? 6,000. Which question, beta? Incremental revenue कितना है byproduct है on account of further processing? अब tell ही दो. She won't even help now. अभी तो बोला ना बेटा मैं. How much is the amount of incremental revenue, guys? If you sell at split off point, you get 58,500. If you further process, you get 60,000 beta. So incremental revenue is 1,500. To get this revenue of 1,500, how much should the company incur? Further processing cost कितना है? There's no sense in further processing it, guys. The company should be selling off the product at the point of split off only. लिखो करो. समझ में आया? कदे? ऋषिकेश. Byproduct A, guys. What is the sale value after further processing? Sale value after further processing is 60,000 minus sale value at split off point. 58,500. What is the amount of incremental revenue? 1,500. What will be your further processing cost? मैं fixed selling expenses क्यों नहीं consider कर रहा हूँ? Whether or not you further process, guys, you're going to incur it. It is fixed in nature. हाँ या ना बच्चों? What is the net incremental benefit, guys? Net incremental benefit beta is negative 3,500. Therefore, the company should not further process. Question number 6 beta. A factory is engaged in the production of a chemical product, Bomex, and in the course of its manufacture, a byproduct, Bruce Lee, is also produced. Which, after further processing, has a commercial value. For the month of April 1990, the following are the summarized cost data, guys. Joint expenses के column में they've given us material 1 lakh, labor 50,000, overheads 30,000. We do not care about the bifurcation, guys. What is the total joint cost? 1,80,000. Separate expenses मतलब बेटा further processing cost. Further ये जो separate बोल के दिया हुआ है ना, these are further processing cost. Further processing cost बेटा for the main product Bomex is 36,000, and for the byproduct Brucel, guys, it is 28,000. So we have joint product, joint cost, guys, and we have further processing cost given. Selling price per unit for Bomex is already given 98, and for Brucel 34. Estimated profit per unit is question mark for Bomex and 4 rupees per unit for byproduct. The fact beta that they are giving us profit per unit for the byproduct, are they considering it to be an insignificant product, guys, or a significant product? Significant product. If it is a significant product as such, guys, obviously it is considered as a main product. Now, number of units are given, guys, 2,000 and 2,000. It says the factory uses reverse cost method of accounting for byproducts. ये कोई है नहीं बेटा reverse cost method. It is normal. They've described as the entire thing. Even if they wouldn't have given that paragraph, guys, you would have arrived at the answer normally. Whereby the sale value of the byproduct after deduction of the estimated profit, post separation cost, and selling and distribution expenses relating to byproducts is credited to the joint process cost account. Let's all pretend better that this paragraph is not given. I'll tell you the meaning of this paragraph after you figured out the answer. You ignore this as such, guys, and tell me what will be the amount of joint cost that will be allocated to Bomex. I'll wait for a couple of minutes. So, guys, because the profit per unit for the byproduct is already given, it is easier to compute the joint cost of byproduct, guys, just like the previous question. From total sale value of the byproduct, you will remove profit, you will remove further processing cost. The balance amount automatically will become the joint cost that is being allocated to byproduct. We know total joint cost. I mean, sales value, guys, of the byproduct beta is 2,000 units multiplied by 34. That is how much? 68,000. The amount of profit of the byproduct is 8,000. So total cost कितना हो जाएगा? From this total cost, you remove further processing cost, 28,000. How much is the amount of joint cost allocated to Brucel? 32,000. Out of 1,80,000, but if 32,000 is going to byproduct, how much should go to the main product? 1,28,000. 48,000. 1,48,000 will be allocated better to the main product. Once that is done, we can determine the profitability, guys, of Bomex. समझ में आ रहा है नहीं? Joint cost better of byproduct Brucel. Sale value 2,000 multiplied by 34, 68,000. No, direct 68,000 deduct now. Profit, guys, is how much? 2,000 multiplied by 4 rupees. That is 8,000. This will become what beta? Total cost. Cost of sales. लेकिन यहाँ पे बेटा there is no selling expenses only. So this itself will be your total cost of sales, guys, or cost of production also. Because there are no selling expenses. इसमें से क्या minus करना है अभी? Further processing cost. If you deduct this further processing cost bit of 28,000 of Brucel, you will get joint cost allocated to Brucel. 32,000. Joint cost allocated to Brucel is 32,000. टोटल जॉइंट कॉस्ट कितना था बेटा अपना? टोटल जॉइंट कॉस्ट वाज 1,80,000. आउट ऑफ दैट बेटा ब्रूसेल को कितना एलोकेट कर रहे हैं? 32,000. द बैलेंस बेटा विल गो टू बोमेक्स 1,48,000. 1,48,000 guys will be allocated to Bomex. Are we all clear about this? समझ में आया लंगूरो? Now read that paragraph guys. In joint process account guys, you will debit all the expenses. Material 1 lakh, only joint costs. सुनो बेटा. To labor how much? 50,000. To overheads कितना है? Whatever expenses that we incur, we write it on the debit side of our account, cost account. Yes or no guys? These expenses will be allocated to outputs that are manufactured. There are two outputs that are being manufactured guys. One is byproduct Brussels, the other one is Bomex. The amount that needs to be credited to Brussels guys in the joint process account is 32,000. It will be sales value as reduced by profit, as reduced by selling and distribution expenses and further processing cost. The remaining amount as such beta will get allocated to Bomex. This is what that sentence means. बार बार क्यों लिख रहा हूँ यार? Are we all clear about this guys? Yes or no beta? समझ में आया क्या बोला मैं अभी? You just have to take this amount. This is the meaning of that statement. You can read that. That is what it says, that after deducting estimated profit relating to all the byproduct beta, it will be credited to joint process account. This is credit. Second bit ka answer beta now. Profitability statement. Sales value guys would be 2,000 units multiplied by 98, 1,96,000. 2,000 units beta multiplied by 34, 68,000. Total 2 lakh. From this you will deduct two things beta. One is joint cost, the other one is further processing cost. How much is the amount of joint cost allocated to the first product? दूसरे वाले को बेटा it was 32,000. Total joint cost was 1,80,000. How much is the further processing cost of Bomex? 36,000. दूसरे product का बेटा it is 28,000. Both put together 36 and 28 का total 20,000 है. Profit guys of Bomex will be 12,000 guys. This is product wise profitability. This was already given 8,000. Overall profit is 20,000. Question second bit. Aroma Park Limited produces two perfumes named Floral and Oriental and one cologne, all created through a joint production process. Below are the data from the most recent month of production. Selling price beta is 80 rupees for Floral, 200 for Oriental and 300 for cologne. Quantity in units are given 5,000, 3,000 and 2,000. Joint cost per unit is 60, 60, 60. Cost after spread off is 40, 80 and 100. Yes kids. Abhilash, the joint cost is given as 60 rupees per unit for all the three products. Beta, what does that mean? Joint cost per unit is 60 rupees for all the three products. And नीचे दिया हुआ है, the management on reviewing the above cost data is of the opinion that either they are selling the largest volume product at a loss or the product cost data is all incorrect, flawed. Yes, Abhilash. Joint cost on a per unit basis is given as 60 rupees. What does that mean? Jain? Very good, beta. Company is allocating joint cost on physical units method, which is incorrect. That is why joint cost per unit is same for all the three products. This is the main point that you're supposed to write, guys, in the second bit. वरना marks ही नहीं देंगे. You'll have to write that the company is allocating joint cost at present, guys, on a per unit basis. Also, they are not supposed to look at individual profitability. They're supposed to look at overall profitability because they are joint products. Individual profitability can easily be altered by changing the allocation method. Are we understanding this, guys? लिखो बेटा वो point एक पहले. Ninth question. You can start presenting, guys, the answer to the first bit. याद रखना बेटा वो पूरा per unit है ऊपर का data. ठीक है, इतना कम नहीं रहता. That is all per unit. Write total sales, write minus for the processing cost, minus joint cost, and arrive at profit or loss for each product, guys. Total sales value, guys, only 5,000 multiplied by 80. बेटा कितना है 4 lakhs. दूसरे वाले का 3,000 into 200 बेटा. Last वाले का 2,000 into 300, 6 lakhs. The total revenue, guys, will be 14 lakhs. 16 lakhs, guys. 6 plus 4, guys, 16 lakhs. Now you will deduct joint cost and you will deduct further processing cost, guys. Joint cost सबका same है बेटा. कितना है 60 rupees per unit. So you multiply that 60 rupees per unit with 5,000 units बेटा. 3 lakhs. 3,000, guys, into 60, 1 lakh 80,000. 2,000 into 60 बेटा 1 lakh 20,000. All put together 6 lakhs. And you deduct further processing cost. Further processing cost, guys. First वाले का कितना है बेटा 40 rupees per unit. 40 rupees per unit into 5,000 units बेटा it will become 2 lakhs. Next वाले का बेटा is 80 per unit multiplied by 3,000 units. 2 lakh 40,000 बेटा. And the last one is 100 rupees per unit multiplied by 2,000 units. 2 lakhs. All put together बेटा 2 and 240 बेटा 6 lakhs 40,000. Now you will write profit or loss बेटा. From the first product, we are incurring a loss of 1 lakh. Second product, beta, profit of 1 lakh 80,000. Last wala, beta, 2 lakh 80,000. So total 460 minus 1, 360. This will be your overall profitability, guys. याद रखना ये individual profitability useless है बेटा because you are not supposed to evaluate individual profitability. Now you will allocate joint cost beta on the basis. How many of you done with joint cost allocation, guys, under the second bit also? What is your sales value after further processing? Sales value after further processing beta is 4 lakhs, 6 lakhs and 6 lakhs. From this beta you are going to deduct 6 lakhs. Total beta 16 lakhs. From this I will deduct further processing cost. How much is further processing cost? 2 lakhs. Next beta is 2 lakh 40,000 and 2 lakhs. All put together beta it will be 6 lakhs 40,000. This will be your NRV beta at split off point. It is in this ratio that you are going to allocate your total joint cost. कितना है बेटा ये 2 lakhs 3 lakh 60,000, guys, and 4 lakhs. Total NRV as such beta is 9 lakhs. Joint cost allocation beta, how much is joint cost allocation? Total 6 lakhs hai. 6 lakhs, guys, in the ratio of NRV. Can you tell me how much will be the allocation beta? 1 lakh 25,000. 2 lakh 25,000. 2 lakh 50,000. Profit bill लिख लो बेटा so that we can respond to management's perception. कितना आएगा बेटा profit? 75,000. 1 lakh 35,000. 1 lakh 50. This basically tells us overall profit beta same ही रहता, कितना था वो 3,60,000. The overall profit cannot change according to your joint cost allocation method. Now here, what is the conclusion that you can write beta? Individual product wise profitability can be altered by changing the joint cost allocation method. Hence, we are not supposed to evaluate on the basis of individual profits. Now, as per this data, guys, our largest selling product, volume wise, is still being sold at a profit only. We are not incurring loss on any of the products. Ye likho, but I'll give that conclusion. Write the amount of profit OPR Limited purchases crude vegetable oil. It does refining of the same. The refining process results in 4 products at the split off point S, P, N and A. Product A is fully processed at the split off point. Product S, P and N can be individually further processed into SK, PM and NL respectively. The joint cost of purchasing the crude vegetable oil and processing it were 40,000 rupees. Other details are as follows. They are given us 4 products with a SPNA. They've given us how much is the further processing cost of the 3 products SP and N. They've given us what is the amount of revenue that you will get if you sell the products at split off point, and what is the revenue that you will get in case the products are further processed. Alright. Yes. How do we take a decision beta? They say you are required to identify the products which can be further processed for maximizing profits and making suitable suggestions. बोल बेटा यश. We can compute profit at split off point. All right. Joint cost subtract कर देंगे. Joint cost क्या basis पे allocate करेगा? हाँ? NRV basis पे. मार खाएगा यार तू. If nothing is specified, on what basis are we supposed to allocate joint cost? Sales value at. In case you want to go as per the profitability route better here, then you'll have to present 2 profitability statements irrespective of what are you doing. You will allocate joint cost on the basis of sales value at split off point. Prepare a profitability statement, guys, assuming that all the products are sold at split off point. Again present a profitability statement, guys, assuming that all the products are further processed. Alternatively, simply compute incremental revenue and incremental. Why do you want to take the pain of allocating joint cost, guys, and then presenting 2 profitability statements? Incremental revenue, incremental cost किया था बेटा, the answer will be written in almost 1 line only. First product का, guys, sales at split off point कितना है? 20,000. Sales after further processing. What is your incremental revenue? To get an incremental revenue of 1 lakh, will you incur a further processing cost of 80,000? Yes. Second product, sales at split off point is after further processing. Incremental revenue. To get incremental revenue of 28,000, will you incur 32,000? No. Third product, 28,000 and 48,000. Incremental revenue. Incremental cost. Will you want to spend 36,000 to get 20,000? हो गया बेटा answer. Are we clear about this? Write on बेटा. Decision regarding further processing. Decision regarding further processing can be directly taken on the basis of. Decision regarding further processing can be directly taken on the basis of. Decision regarding further processing can be directly taken on the basis of incremental revenue and incremental cost. Can be directly taken on the basis of incremental revenue and incremental cost. Next line. If profitability statement is prepared. If profitability statement is prepared. If profitability statement is prepared, we should allocate joint cost. If profitability statement is prepared, we should allocate joint cost. We should allocate joint cost on the basis of sales value at split off point. On the basis of sales value at split off point. Sales value at split off point. And we have to present two profitability statements. And we have to present two profitability statements. I'm not going to do that, but we're directly going to write on the basis of incremental revenue and incremental cost. तीन ही है बेटा. Anyways, A cannot be further processed. No, A has to be sold at split off point only. So you will now write, guys, revenue after further processing. How much is your revenue after further processing? 1,20,000, 40,000 and 48,000. How much will be your revenue at split off point, guys? Revenue at split off point beta is 20,000, 12,000. How much is your incremental revenue? 1,28,000 and 20,000. How much is your incremental cost beta? What will be your net incremental benefit on account of further processing? $20,000, -4,000 and -16,000. So what is the conclusion, guys, here? S should be further processed. P and N should not be further processed. A cannot be further processed. Pay attention, guys. It says Sun Moon Limited produces 2 lakh units, 30,000, 25,000, 20,000 and 75,000 of its 5 products A, B, C, D and E. D missing है बेटा वहाँ पे. Obviously 5 product है तो D भी रहता ना. And sells them at 17, 13, 8, 10 and 14 respectively. Except product D, remaining products can be further processed and then can be sold at 25, 17, 12 and 20 in case of A, B, C and E respectively. Raw material is 35 lakhs 90,000. Other manufacturing costs are 5 lakh 47,000. So total joint cost beta here will become 41 lakhs 37,000. This 41 lakhs 37,000, guys, will be absorbed on the products on the basis of their NRV. The further processing cost of A, B, C and E are 12 lakh 50, 1 lakh 50, 50,000 and 1 lakh 50,000 respectively. Fixed costs are 4 lakh 73. Fixed costs are given separately, guys, and they are not being included with the amount of joint cost to be allocated. So you will directly deduct this amount from the total column. You will not include it under any of the 5 products. अगर ये joint cost में included रहता था बेटा, he would have included that with that sentence only. The question is very clear that the total joint cost beta that is to be apportioned will only be 41 lakhs 37,000. It will not include this fixed cost of 4 lakh 73. You are required to prepare the following in respect of the coming year. Statement showing income forecast of the company assuming that none of the products are to be further processed. You are allocating joint cost on the basis of NRV, guys, and after that beta you will allocate joint cost on the basis, you will have to compute a profitability statement assuming that all the products are sold at split off point. Do not change joint cost allocation. एक बार joint cost allocate हो चुका है on the basis of NRV beta, done. Then again, guys, showing income forecast assuming that all the products are further processed and then give you a suggestion. By comparing the profitability statements, we will be able to give our suggestion as to which product should be further processed, which should not be further processed. जैसे वो एक क्वेश्चन में alternate answer लिखा था, याद है? Wherever the total profit is higher, guys, that alternative will be selected. Are we understanding? Write a note regarding fixed cost, guys. Write a note regarding fixed cost. The total joint cost to be allocated. The total joint cost to be allocated. Total joint cost to be allocated is 35,90,000 plus is 35,90,000 plus 5,47,000. 35,90,000 plus 5,47,000, which is 41,37,000. 41,37,000. 41,37,000. Fixed costs are given separately. Fixed costs are given separately. Fixed costs are given separately. They're not included in further processing cost or joint cost. They are not included in further processing cost or joint cost. They are not included in further processing cost or joint cost. Hence, we will not allocate fixed cost. We will not allocate fixed cost. We will not allocate fixed cost and directly deduct it from the total column. We will not allocate fixed cost and directly deduct it from the total column. Directly deduct it from the total column. Directly deducted from the total column. अभी first statement बेटा allocation of joint cost, उसके बाद में will present the answers to everything. You know on what basis joint cost is to be allocated. D cannot be further processed, guys. So how are you going to compute NRV of D? Sales value at split off point. इसीलिए वो example में I have to cover everything, guys. First statement बेटा would be allocation of joint cost. Question में method specified है. It should be on the basis of NRV. To consider NRV, you will take sales value after further processing, and from that beta deduct further processing cost. टोटल कॉलम भी लिख लो, इजी हो जाएगा. Total amount beta is selling price per unit. Will you take at split off point or after further processing? After further processing, because you have to allocate joint cost beta on the basis of NRV. D ka you'll have to take at split off point, guys, which is multiply output, guys, by the selling price per unit. You will get total sales value, guys. From that you will deduct further processing cost and get the amount of NRV. Once you get NRV, allocate joint cost and then present two profitability statements separately. यहीं पे profit compute मत करना बेटा. This is joint cost allocation statement separately and then compute income statement separately. All of you do that better. Cost is remaining constant, no? Doesn't matter, no? Your revenue after further processing, guys, is how much is the total revenue, guys? 75 lakhs. From this, beta, you'll deduct further processing cost. 12 lakh, 50,000, 1 lakh 50,000, 50,000 dash, and 1 lakh 50. Total beta. This will give us the amount of NRV beta at spread off point. 37 lakh 50,000, 3 lakh 60,000, 2 lakh 50,000, 2 lakhs, 13 lakhs 50,000. How much will be the amount beta? 59 lakhs. Then comes joint cost allocation, guys. Here joint cost that we have to allocate beta already likha tha. Kitna tha? 41 lakhs in the ratio of NRV. Can you divide 41 lakh 37 by 50? 9 lakhs 10,000. 0.7 beta. So that's 70%. 11 lakh 25 comes, so 26 lakhs 25,000, 2 lakh 52,000, 1 lakh 75,000, 1 lakh 40,000, 4 lakh 5 come, matlab 9 lakh 45,000. This will be your joint cost allocation, guys. Did you all get the same answers, guys? Joint cost allocation is 26, 25, 2 lakh 52, 1 lakh 75, 1 lakh 40, and 9 lakh 45. Once you're done with this, but I'll have to present two income statements. इसमें minus करके profit मत लिखना. Present income statements separately. You'll have to present income statements twice, guys. One is if the products are further processed. One is if the products are sold at split off point. ये मत लिखना बेटा that if the products are sold after further processing, this is only the income. बोल के. This should be shown as a working note. Show income statement separately. Profitability statement. First bit, guys, is profitability. If all products are sold at split off point, selling price per unit, guys, at split off point 17, 13, 8. We already know the volume, guys, of all of these units. 2 lakh 30,000, 25,000, 20,000, 75,000. What will be your sales value at split off point? 34 lakhs. Huh? Very good, brother. Total. You will deduct the amount of joint cost that you have allocated, guys, already. How much is the joint cost allocation? 26 lakhs 25,000. 40,000. 9 lakh 45. Total was 41 lakhs. How much is the amount of profit before fixed cost? Profit before fixed cost is 7 lakh 75,000, beta 1 lakh 38,000, 25,000, 60,000, and 1 lakh 5,000. 25,000, 60,000, 1 lakh 5,000. All put together, beta, would be. You will directly deduct the amount of fixed cost, guys, from the total column, which is 4 lakhs 73,000, and your net profit, beta, will be 6 lakhs 30,000. So if all the products are sold at split off point, guys, the profit that we are going to derive as such beta would be 6 lakhs 30,000. समझ में आ गया बेटा? Vansh, you're not supposed to laugh at like. No, no, not at you, beta. The cuteness between you. Correct, beta, Vansh. Guys, all of you, please check, beta. You will get sales value at split off point. While explaining the question, I told you guys it does not matter whether products are being further processed or not, guys. If the question says allocate joint cost on NRV basis, we have allocated joint cost. That's only an allocation basis. That has nothing to do with your decision of whether the products are being further processed or not. And if you allocate joint cost, guys, on two different methods, you cannot compare their profitability statements. Joint cost allocation basis should only be one, irrespective of whether the products are being further processed or not. तो क्वेश्चन पढ़ रहा हूँ, सुन लो बेटा थोड़ा बहुत. You allocated joint cost separately again here. How are you comparing the profitabilities better then? Incremental. When the question is on the basis of these beta, you will have to answer on the basis of these income statements only. Anyways, guys, all of you please check if you all got this answer. This is the answer if all the products are sold at split off point. You will have to again present profitability beta, assuming that all the products are further processed. Then we will compare both the profitability statements, guys, and then decide which product should be further processed or which product should be sold at split off point. So on में आ रहा है बच्चों, B should not be processed. बाकी सबको process कर देंगे. D cannot be further processed. क्या बात है रिया? Any doubt? आ गया आंसर आ गया. चिराग आया देखो. सेकेंड बिट का आंसर कितना है तुम्हारे को? प्रॉफिट 13 lakhs. So based on your decision, it is 13 lakh. Yes, guys, are we all done? Please check. Now, beta, profitability if all the products are further processed. सेल वैल्यू आफ्टर फर्दर प्रोसेसिंग कितना था बेटा? 50. हाँ 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 तो lakhs total बेटा 75 lakhs. We have written this above, guys, in allocation of joint cost. इसमें से have to deduct two things बेटा, joint cost and further processing cost. Joint cost दिख रहा है बेटा, ऊपर से देख के लिख रहा हूँ बस. तुमको नहीं दिख रहा ना, मेरे को दिखता ऐसे थोड़ा. स्क्रीन यहाँ पे और वहाँ पे थोड़ा डिफरेंस रहता. Minus further processing cost, guys. 12,50,000, 1,50,000, 50,000 dash and 1,50,000. 16,50,000. This will be your profit before fixed cost. Profit before fixed cost बेटा कितना हो जाएगा? 11,25,000. हाँ 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 overall minus fixed cost, guys. Profit, guys, if all the products are further processed would be. Now you will compare individually product wise profitability, guys, and then decide whether the product should be further processed or not. A C and E guys, तीनों products का बेटा profitability is more after further processing, therefore A, C and E should be further processed. B guys should not be further processed and D cannot be further processed. This is what you're going to write guys on the basis of profit. Asking us to recompute profitability statement guys based on this. You can either add those profits that we have computed guys earlier or rewrite the entire thing. A, B, C, D, E. You know what revenues are to be considered guys. What will be the total revenue guys of A now? वो प्रॉफिट बोल रहा तू 50 lakhs चलता revenue guys 50 lakhs. This is after further processing. Yes or no? B का revenue guys will be, this will be at split off point. C guys will be, this is also after D का revenue guys, this will be at split off point. Vaishnavi, how will you allocate joint cost beta here? Few for the process, few sold at split off. How should we allocate joint cost? Because few of them are sold at split off point and few of them are further processed. NRE only. Why? But they're not further processed, no few. Very good beta. That is why. E kitna hai beta revenue? Huh? 15 lakhs. This is again after. What will be the amount of your total revenue beta? 73 lakhs. From this you're going to deduct joint cost beta. How much is the amount of joint cost? Wahi wala beta. 26 lakhs, 25,000, 2 lakh, 52,000, 1 lakh. अरे लिखो बे बच्चे भी लिख रहे. एक सेकेंड बेटा, बी का नहीं लिखना because B is not being further processed. Joint cost 2 lakh 52,000 guys, 1 lakh 40,000 and 9 lakh 45,000. This will become 41 lakh 37,000. Further processing cost you will write only for A, C and E. 12 lakh 50,000 dash 50,000 dash. Total amount is 14 lakh 50,000. You will now get profit before fixed cost. 11 lakh 25,000. Huh? 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 So based on the suggestion, gather profitability is increasing to 13 lakhs 30,000. Earlier we got a profit of 13 lakhs. That is if all the products were being further processed. By not further processing B, our profits are increasing by 30,000. So it will become 30 lakh 30,000. Better. Question number 20. Petrol Limited is a petroleum refining company which uses cracking process for producing gasoline, diesel and heavy fuel oil. All three final products are extracted simultaneously at one common split off point. क्या हुआ? हंस रहा है? अरे नहीं, वो गैसोलीन देख के हमारे बचपन में गैसोलीन नाम के गाना था. अभी भी है. पागल, हमारे बचपन का था रे वो. Alright guys, gasoline and diesel are immediately available for sale upon separation, requiring no further processing. In contrast, heavy fuel oil undergoes additional processing before it can be sold, as there is no market for it at the split off point. The question is clear, beta. Throughout the year, the selling prices and total quantities sold for each item were as follows. They've given us the total quantity sold and the selling price per gallon. The selling prices listed above are projected to remain unchanged in the upcoming year. The total joint manufacturing cost for the year amounted to 15 lakhs with an additional cost of 7 lakh 44,000 incurred for finishing heavy fuel oil. There were no opening inventories of gasoline, diesel, and heavy fuel oil, though at the end of the period, the following inventories of complete units were still available: 1620, 540, 225. You are required to compute the following for gasoline, diesel, and heavy fuel. Joint cost allocated and COGS using an RV method of joint cost allocation. The only new point that we see in this question is, यहाँ पे guys, instead of directly giving you that the entire quantity was sold, they've given us details of closing stock. कुछ नया नहीं है बेटा, normal है. The joint cost that we are allocating as such, guys, is it manufacturing cost or is it only selling cost? Manufacturing cost. The manufacturing cost that we incur will be in respect of number of units produced, or will it be in respect of number of units sold? Number of units produced. So that is why when we allocate this joint cost as such, guys, you are supposed to consider the NRV of all the units that were manufactured, irrespective of the fact whether those units were sold or not. समझ में आ रहा है? Doesn't matter whether the units were sold or not. You will still have to consider sale value of all the units that were manufactured. So if I talk about the first product, beta, that is gasoline, 1674 tons were already sold, and you still have a stock of how many units? 1620. So I will have to consider 3294 tons as the total quantity that has been manufactured. Are we clear about this? Same thing beta goes for the second product, that is diesel and heavy fuel oil. Once you allocate the total joint cost as such, beta, you can divide that, the total manufacturing cost, in the ratio of number of units sold and the quantity lying in stock. You will get COGS and closing stock valuation. Joint cost allocated plus whatever is your further processing cost will become total manufacturing cost. That total manufacturing cost can be allocated in the ratio of, or if you divide it by total number of units manufactured, will you get cost per unit? Multiply that cost per unit with the number of units sold, you will get COGS. Multiply that cost per unit, guys, with the number of units lying in stock, you will get the value of closing stock. हो गया बेटा. If they ask us to determine profitability as such, beta, which they did not ask us here, we can take actual sales value minus COGS. That will become the profit. We'll show that also, guys. समझ में आ रहा है नहीं आ रहा है? देखो जैसे next question में, guys, it is computing both COGS and closing stock value as well as statement of profit. We'll do that here as well. समझ में आ गया? Question के बाजू लिखना बेटा with closing stock. Question 20, 21 दोनों के बाजू with closing stock. Question 20 and 21 के बाजू दोनों में लिखना बेटा with closing stock. Now write a note बेटा. Write down a note. Yashwant, how are you? Fine, beta. Joint cost incurred, joint cost or further processes, further processing cost, joint cost or further processing cost, joint cost or further processing cost, joint cost of further processing cost will always be in respect of, will always be in respect of, will always be in respect of the total units manufactured. Will always be in respect of total units manufactured. Total units manufactured. And hence, cost allocation should be based on, cost allocation should be based on, cost allocation should be based on, cost allocation should be based on the total units manufactured. Total units manufactured. And not based on number of units sold. The total units manufactured and not based on number of units sold. And not based on number of units sold. Are we all clear about this? Yes or no, beta? The first thing that you will write here is number of units sold, add closing stock, and compute number of units manufactured. After that, better take that and start off with your joint cost allocation. You will have to do it on the basis of NRV, like anyways only one product beta is being further processed, and that is the last one, heavy fuel oil. So only in there beta you will take sales value after further processing and deduct further processing cost. Is that clear? For the other two products, you will have to take sales value at split off point only. Let's start with number of units produced, manufactured, beta same word. ठीक है, मार खाएगी घड़ी. समझ में आ रहा है मनोज? Number of units sold are given in the question, beta 1674, 47, 43, 6624. To this you will add closing stock. कितना है बेटा? 16, 20. Correct? Correct बेटा. What are the number of units produced? Manufactured 3294 beta, 5283, 6849. तो बोली करेक्ट, कान के नीचे बजाऊंगा एक. Take the selling price per unit, guys, and then write sales value at split off point for two products after further processing for the third product. Deduct further processing cost, you will get NRV, and then allocate joint cost. यहीं पे कंटिन्यू कर दो, नहीं बोले तो भी करूंगा. 400, 300 and 200, guys. How much will be your total sales value, guys? 13, 17, 600. This is at split off point, guys. Let's not forget. Next. Correct, beta. Check karo, guys. After further processing, what will you do, beta? From this, deduct further processing cost, and then beta whatever NRVs that you get in that ratio, you're going to allocate your joint cost. कितना दिया हुआ है क्या क्वेश्चन में? वो लिखा ही नहीं अपन. हाँ ठीक है. Directly allocate that joint cost beta in the ratio of NRV. $15,84,000. Yes, guys. Take further processing costs, deduct it, guys, and then allocate joint costs without yawning, guys, in the ratio of NRV. All right, बेटा सिद्धि, तबीयत खराब है? हाँ बोल के छोड़ दे, मैं पागल. आराम से रिलैक्स करने को मिलता, बीच बीच में सो जाना, कुछ बोले तो सर आइयो बोल के बस. क्या बोल रहा? फर्दर प्रोसेसिंग कॉस्ट कितना है बेटा लास्ट वाले का? 44,000. Now you will get NRV at split off point, guys. How much will be the NRV, guys? First वाले का 1317 600. Second वाले का 1584 900. Now allocate joint cost beta in the ratio of NRV. In the ratio of NRV. हो गया डॉली? 15 lakh rupees, guys, in the ratio of NRV. Do it, and after that we will write total manufacturing cost and allocate that to COGS. How much is the allocation of joint cost beta here? 5 lakhs 1616 60,000. Huh? 73,795. 49. ₹10 थोड़ी ज़्यादा आता, तीनों का टोटल कर एग्जैक्ट होता। ఎందుకు ఏడుస్తుందో కరెక్ట్ 15 lakhs. Yes guys, this is the allocation of joint cost. Please check if you all got the same answers guys. Yes or no beta? When you compute COGS guys for the last product, do not forget guys that you have to also include further processing cost. Further processing cost is not included in allocation of joint cost, but it is still a manufacturing cost guys. So the total manufacturing cost of all the three products should be inclusive of further, नहीं include किया directly कर दिया. Profitability statement बाद में आएगा बेटा, पहले जरा we will show the calculation. All of you stop writing for a minute guys, pay attention. The three products guys. What is your joint cost allocated beta? I can see. You cannot beta, but थोड़ा बोला ना, screen visible रहता हो. 5,60,156, 6,73,795 and 2,66,049. Pay attention guys. To this you're going to add further processing cost beta, and further processing cost is only for the last product. How much is that? ये हो जाएगा बेटा तुम्हारा total manufacturing cost. Are you understanding this? This is total manufacturing cost 5,60,156, 6,73,795 and 10,10,049. Once we get this guys, we know the total number of units manufactured were how much? 3294 53 5283 6849. जरा एक सेकेंड रुक. Cost of goods sold guys and closing stock value. We will be computing two things guys. First वाले product में बेटा how many units were sold? 1674. Yes or no guys? And how many units are lying in stock? 1620. You will have to compute this proportionately now. If 5,60,156 is the cost of 3,294 tons, how much will be the cost of 1674? Are you all understanding this? 2,84,000. हाँ, माइनस करो ना 5,60,000 487. Next beta, out of 5283 guys, 4743 were sold and we have a stock of 540. How much will be COGS? 604. How much will be your closing stock value? Out of 6,849 beta, 6624 has been sold and we have a closing stock of 225. How much will be the value of closing stock? 180. 33,182. Question में closing stock value नहीं पूछा बेटा. He asked us to show only COGS, but there's just one step better. And if they ask us to show the amount of actual gross profit for us, what will you do? Actual gross profit पूछा तो क्या करेगा? You will take actual sales value. From that, what will you deduct? COGS. Are we clear? We'll show that statement also after this, but actual profitability. Copy this guys. This is the cost allocation. Statement of profitability guys. Sales value guys, first product का कितना हो जाएगा? My God. 1674 multiplied by 400 बेटा 6 lakhs. दूसरे वाले का बेटा 14,22,000. लास्ट वाले का 6624 guys into 200. 13 lakhs. From this you will directly deduct COGS बेटा. And वो दिख, हाँ? Into नहीं बेटा, करेक्ट बोली तू. 976,867, guys. What will be the amount of profit? 3 lakh 84. 84. Huh? Huh? Yes, kids, are you all clear about this? Very good, बेटा. इसीलिए मैं starting में note लिखाया. Guys, when you're allocating joint cost, beta, you cannot take sale value of actual units sold. To that, allocate the overall joint cost of units produced. So when you're computing NRV for joint cost allocation, we are not telling the world that we actually derived this. We are telling them that this is only the basis for joint cost allocation. That is why there was also a statement given in the question that in the next year we are assuming the selling prices to remain constant. That means we will be able to realize this NRV in the next year also. ऐसे तो बेटा, what if you manufactured 10 lakh units, you sold 0 units, you've incurred a cost of 1 crore rupees, and the company wants to follow NRV method. How will they allocate cost? As per you, they should not allocate cost only because nothing was sold. Are we all clear about this, guys?